Peace, y'all. And this video is just gonna be me ranting for a little bit, but this is gonna be an unpopular opinion. I stand with ICE. I stand with immigration. I stand with them kicking the illegal immigrants out. Um, and I'm gonna stay. And I'm gonna stay like that. I'm always gonna stand with it. And the reason I stand with it because once you come into this country illegally, that's a criminal act. You're a criminal at that point. So they're supposed to get you out. That's their job. You know, um, the American people are weird nowadays. I take that back. U.S. citizens are weird nowadays. I can explain why I didn't say American, but that's a whole different topic. It's not for this. But these U.S. citizens, these U.S. residents that live here are weird nowadays because they'll impede ICE, the federal government, and then they'll get mad when the federal government turns on you. You go and impede that ICE agent from getting who he's getting, and then you're all close to him. Yeah, he may pull a gun on you. Back up. It's for his safety. He's coming to do an official job, and then you all harassing him because that's your neighbor or whatever. Most people don't even know their neighbors. You don't know him. You probably only talk to him once or twice, or her, who it is. You don't know if they're here legally. You don't know where they came from. You just know that they live in the same community. So I stand with ICE. I stand with them taking out the illegal immigrants. Illegal is illegal. No matter how you're going to slice it with me, illegal is illegal. Now, people like to say, I've been arguing on Reddit. Well, not arguing, but I've been making my point on Reddit. And you know what? Also, before I go into that, people are being too comfortable being disrespectful to people. It's because it's an online thing. It's because a lot of these people are all online. They make their comments online. They don't say nothing to nobody's face. If you see me online, I'm usually not calling people assholes or saying they're stupid or morons or disrespecting them and stuff like that. I'll state to my point. Without attacking, because I don't know you. I don't know who are you to attack? You just on a different side of me. I don't have a reason to attack you or doubt your intelligence or anything like that. We just got two different points. But you know what? I'm like that in real life as well, because I got friends that are against the ICE immigration. But when I say they're friends, I can go over their house right now. I can call them right now. They can come to my house right now. We cook, we chill together, whatever. We make music together, all of that. We've worked together and we're still friends. So it's about the type of person you are. And he doesn't, my friend that I disagree with immigration, he doesn't say anything like, when we're talking face to face, we'll be on different sides of it, but he doesn't like, oh, that's stupid or you're a moron or anything. He doesn't do anything like that. In fact, it's a true story. So I work with him, the friend I'm talking about, my boy Bees, and then I work with another friend, Russ, right? Russ showed me more. Russ, an older brother in his 60s. He showed me more disrespect than my boy Bees did. And he didn't necessarily show me disrespect. He said, it was something to the effect, I forgot what we were talking about. He was like, people like you are the problem. And I was like, see, that's where you're wrong. And I had to break it down to him. Just because I have a difference of opinion than you does not make me a problem. See, people that say that don't have anything else to say. But while you're running around saying I'm the problem, I bet you don't know that I go and I feed the homeless, weekly. I go out there either every Friday and Saturday or every Friday. It's one of the two. He's like, what? You really do that? I was like, yes. In fact, you can come with me. In fact, I know I had to get registered in my city to do it because this fucking city is corrupt and they want to have their hands in everything because they said, oh, you could be feeding them any type of food. We don't know if it's poison, but I don't know how me paying a little bit couldn't still be poison. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I showed them the documents. I showed them the paperwork. I was like, I can take you down there, and the people, they see my car. I talk to them for many weeks and everything, know their names and stuff like that. So it's like, all right, but you're not doing that. And there's a lot of people that'll say that, I'm the problem, somebody else the problem, but they're not coming to help out. We just got a difference of opinion. Having a difference of opinion is not a problem. You have a difference of opinion. We see the world differently. But anyway, I stand with ICE. I stand with immigration. I stand with them taking the illegals out of here. I don't believe there should be illegal immigrants in the country at all. In fact, if this was another country, they'd have been moved your ass up out of here. But we keep, America's so lax that they don't move them out of here. They keep them in here and let them get good jobs that Americans could have did, such as being a truck driver, a CDL driver. And then because the legal immigrant can't read the signs in fucking English, he crashed and he killed people, which actually happened. So you could look that story up. I think that actually happened in California. You could look that story up. I stand with immigration going to get the legal immigrants out. Like, I was reading a story last night and I read the whole article. See, articles frame it in a certain way. So the title of the article was Immigration arrested somebody that's been in the U.S. for over 70 years, right? Dope. Been in the U.S. over 70 years. So the article went, he was born in a concentration camp in Germany, 46, something like that. Actually, I remember the date, 1946. He moved over here to America when he was like 5, and he's been living here ever since with his family. Then the article goes to talk about how he got these kids and he's a family man. He's 79. Get it? All that, all well and good. Then once you get more down into the article, because people never read, people only read the first part and they only see the pictures, read the line. Maybe they might read the first paragraph. Once you get deeper down into the article, then you see, okay, he was arrested in the 60s, petty theft. He was arrested twice in the 60s, petty theft and larceny. All right, Then in the 70s, he upgraded his crime and proceeded to rape people, rape somebody, right? We all can agree rape is bad. Proceeded to rape somebody, did his time in prison, and when he came out, they issued an order to deport him. Now, the problem is Poland ain't want to take him. And Germany ain't want to take him. So these fools just kept him in the United States. I would have put him on the plane anyway and been like, hey, y'all deal with that over there. Y'all deal with that over there. But they kept him in the United States. He applied for employment authorization and he changed his name. Let's be honest. He didn't legally change his name. He just went by a different name. His actual name is definitely a foreign name. But in America, he goes by, I think it was like Paul John or something like that, whatever his last name was. I don't remember what his last name said. It was like Paul John, but his real name is definitely not Paul or John. It doesn't have any letters like that. It starts with a Z. Like it's a Polish name, right? So once you get into the article and once you see, okay, well, they painted him as a family man, but he used to rape people. And then his wife of 35 years was like, well, he didn't actually rape somebody. He was with a group and they all raped him. How would she know? Because you married him way after he got out of prison. How would you know? See, they frame it a certain way. But once you read into it and once you're not with the bullshit and you're actually thinking about it, how would she know if he raped him or not? He's telling you, it wasn't me. I was with a group and this happened and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't sound like he took any responsibility for it. So ICE, 70 years later, finally came and got him. Finally came and got him and told him, hey, you got to report to the ICE detention center, because they gave him like a week or so. He got with his family, got everything, had dinner and everything. And you got to report and we're going to deport you back. Now, I ain't going to lie. I grew up in a different time than you guys grew up in. I grew up in the 90s and I remember people in the 90s getting deported, right? Early 2000s getting deported. You know what they would say? Hey, that's all right. I'll be back. They'll find a way to get back in if they want to find a way to get back in. People up here like, oh, they breaking up their families and everything like that. That ain't right. It ain't right that they moved in here illegally and assumed that just because they had a kid here, they could stay here. That ain't right. You know what I mean? That's not responsible. That's wrong. It's immoral. I don't know however you want to put it, but it's wrong. You decided just because you came to America and you had a kid here, now the kid's a citizen. You know what I mean, so I can just stay here and be illegal and not be paying no taxes, because somebody tried to tell me that illegals pay taxes, and you got to tell me how, or you got to show me one that does, because it doesn't make sense. Even the jobs, maybe they pay taxes through their job, but do they pay taxes to the government? Do they pay taxes every year? I don't know. It's not making sense. But you have to show me one that does. Anyway, because I haven't seen it. But like I said, I stand with ICE. I stand with them not showing their face, because the only reason people want them to show their face so that you can dox them and harass their families. And that's the truth. You can dox them and harass their families. And why would they want to show their? And also, they've already ruled that they don't have to show their face. And then, again, me on Reddit talking to people, somebody was like, oh, what if they two things? It was like one was funny. It was like, what if a whole bunch of citizens just started walking around with masks and stuff? And I told them, hey, y'all did that already. It's called 2020. Everybody don't remember when they had the mask on their face and was walking around with all these masks? That was 2020. 2021. Some places 2022 is still doing it. Some places still do it now. But that's one. And I forgot what the other comment said. I think the other comment was like about the other comment was about the Constitution. Oh, you got to read the Constitution. You got to read the amendments. I was like, hey, the Constitution and the amendments apply to U.S. citizens, not illegal immigrants. We don't got to treat them by the Constitution, the amendment. That's because if you were in somebody other country, they ain't necessarily gonna treat you by that. If you committing crimes and doing fucked up shit, nah, man, you gotta go. Other countries make sure. Other countries ask you how long you gonna stay, when you leaving, what's going on, where you doing, what you did, this, that, and the third. Like, yo. I don't think y'all realize that this would not fly in other countries. I mean, in fact, I remember, I think in the late 2000s, like during the Obama era, when there was a whole bunch of people coming up here, and other countries like, don't come over here to this country, don't come over here to this country. But America was like, yeah, bring them all in and shit like that. So it just wouldn't fly in other countries. Also, an unpopular opinion, I think they should change SNAP around exponentially. Exponentially, they should change SNAP around. I would bare bone SNAP. I would drop it down to where only veterans, disabled, elderly, and people with kids under 2 can get it, because I can see those 4 people, But other than that, hey, you gotta have a job. You gotta be working. You can't get it. And people always hit you with the bullshit. Oh, what if this? What if that? What if what? Let me tell you a real story. So there's this lady. That she's disabled. She's actually disabled. Can't go to work. Not supposed to be going to work. She's been disabled since like the early 2000s. Had some type of surgery, and it was like, whatever it was, disabled. I don't want to tell her whole story. Hey, you know what she do for work on the computer? Y'all can find jobs. Y'all don't want to work these jobs. And that's what it is. People sit up there and complain about the job market. Let me give you my own experience. This year, 2025, I was let go from a job that I love doing, love working at. I love working at. Was planning to be there for a little bit longer, you know, but it ain't work, whatever. And they let me go. It was bullshit the reason why they let me go, but they let me go. September, no job. Most of October, no job. I end up getting 2 jobs by the end of October. And that's because I was really hustling out here. I was really trying to find a job. I was applying to anything that fit either my skill set or I know that my skill set could fit into. So I ended up getting calls back the end of the month, the end of October, by multiple different jobs, even a couple in November. Some jobs I took, some I had to turn down. Hey man, this job is blah 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 doing the thing, and then and now I'm supposed to get another job next month. Hopefully everything go right. I get that job, but if it don't go right, I got the job that I'm working now. I got 2 jobs I'm working now, and I can find another job. Sometimes it's about you applying yourself. Sometimes you got to see, hey, where can I get skills in? This whole tech thing, this online thing is doing this thing. There's places that offer free online to learn different cybersecurity and different IT tech jobs and shit like that. They do payment plans. They do deferred payments where, all right, you working and then once you get a job, then you got to start paying them back. Like you could find a way to do it. There's apprenticeships for like HVAC, electrician, and all those jobs still need to be around. There's a lot of things. You can go get you a license from, I don't know, not necessarily like a driving or a CDL license. You could do that too. CDL is only like 4 weeks. You could do that too. But there's also other licenses, security. You can go be a security guard. You can go be armed security. You can go, I'm trying to think some other stuff, plumber and stuff. You can do a lot. There's a lot of stuff you can do if you really find notary. I've done that before. If you really apply yourself and find something, you can find something. And also, you got to stop complaining. You got to stop complaining. You got to stop assuming. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. Sometimes, hey, you got to give it up to the man upstairs. You got to give it up to the person upstairs, the universe. Sometimes you got to be, hey, you just got to be grateful. Be like, damn, I don't have a job, but what I am blessed with, I have my health. I have a car. I'm able to take care of this right now. I know I'm going to get a job. You just got to you got to keep pushing. You got to stay strong. But oh damn, I dropped my mouth. But and then a lot of these people, they don't want to work the jobs that are offered to them, and that's on them. Don't put that on the job market. Don't put that on other people. Don't assume, And I'll give you another story because I like to talk about stuff that I know. So I've known this couple for about 8 years or so, 8-9 years or so. The husband did not get a job until last year. So y'all do the math, how long I've known him. And he probably didn't have a job before then. Anyway, and he kept saying, oh, I can't get a job. This happening, blah, blah, blah. This happening, third. Now, I'll tell you what exactly happened. His wife, and I told her I don't condone this, but she lied to her husband. And she said, hey, I'm not working anymore. They let me go. I can't pay the rent. That motherfucker got a job the next week. Because when it meant to paying the rent and keeping the roof over his head, keeping the roof over his kid's head, then all right. Once somebody was already paying for it, I ain't got to get a job. We good. I just do my little bullshit, make my little bullshit extra money, whatever. We good. She paying for it. Once it came to the point, it came to hit the head and like, she wasn't going to be able to pay for it. He went and got a job the next week. Like you could have been went and got a job. So it's work ethic. It's work ethic. People don't want to work. People don't want to do the job. And that's on them. You can't blame the government. You can't blame the job market. Can't blame anybody else for that. You don't want to get up and work. You don't want to get up and work. That's on you. Now, don't get it twisted. I've turned down jobs. Because that's too much work. That's not something I would want to do. But sometimes push come to shove. Hey man, if you ain't got a job and they offering that, fuck how it's too much work, man. You paying good, you paying enough, that I could pay my bills. All right, I'm with it. Let's go. If I gotta get 2 jobs, fuck it. I gotta get 2 jobs. Let's go. Like, and then one more last unpopular opinion. This gonna be my third one and my last one. People like being poor. People like being poor. And what I mean by that is people like being poor because it's easier to be poor than it is to sit down, figure out what you got to do, discipline yourself, and get better. I can even speak for myself. At one point, I thought, hey, I couldn't do this. I couldn't hold down an apartment. Blah, blah, blah. I got this issue, that issue. But when push came to shove, that rent paid every month because I got to have a roof over my head. Fuck if I ain't got cable. Fuck if I ain't got lights, but the roof paid over. That's got to be paid. Now, and that's just, I don't know if that's how people were brought up. People were taught that it is okay to be poor. But, I wasn't taught that. I'm trying to better my situation. I'm not trying to stay in my situation. And at one point I had a poor mindset where, I'm gonna be stuck here or this, that. And I used to blame bullshit government, blah, blah, blah. It's not their fault. It's my fault. I got to get up and do it. And that's just how it goes. I got to get up and do it. You got to get up and do it. If this was another country, people would be on the side of the fucking road. They'd be asked out. But this ain't another country. It's the U.S. where they'll give you money because they don't want you to be asked out, but people will go and abuse it. And yeah, man, they need to cut out this SNAP, like, because it's a lot of fraud. They talking about they gave out $100 billion last year in fraud alone for SNAP. Like people that shouldn't be receiving that amount, people that wasn't supposed to get as much as they was getting, people that wasn't supposed to get anything was still getting it. $100 billion in fraud benefits is crazy. Yeah, we gotta do something with that. But like I said, those are my 3 things. I stand with ICE. People don't want to work, and that's on them. It's not the job market. And also they should cut down this SNAP a lot. And I stand with that. And anybody got anything to say, please comment. We could talk about it. Or, if you see me on Reddit, I think my name is, I even say my name, Reasonable Mess. I think it's like Reasonable Mess 3330. So, hey, man, we can talk about it. And if you just want to be an ass and just, say disrespectful things, and, I can still talk about it because, it doesn't bother me. You can't bother me saying, oh, you're an ass, you're a moron, or you're this, you're that, or, your parents don't love you. People will say because I have my certain points, well, you not black, so what are you even doing on this Reddit? One, what does the color have to do with being on Reddit? If I want to be on the Reddit forum, I could be on the Reddit forum. A lot of they ban you a lot because they don't want you to have a difference of opinion, or they assume you're a troll because you have a difference of opinion. Assuming I'm a troll just because I have a difference of opinion than you, that's not, that's horrible. That's horrible. You guys are horrible that do that. And that just means you don't want to have the conversation because you don't have anything else to say. That's how I see it. So you just run to the mod, get me banned, or the mod just ban me, whatever it is. But y'all don't have a opinion. Y'all don't have a way to come back from what I'm saying to you. And that's all that is. And I still stand with ICE. I still say the illegals got to go. That's it. Hey, it's not like you can't come back into the country, go apply, do whatever you got to do. And then there's people that, and also with one more thing, I was watching this video where the lady was like, yeah, I just got the green card. I just got my green card last year. I don't know if she had been applying for the green card or she just finally applied for a green card after she was already in the States, whatever. You got your green card. She was like, oh, they might stop me because of my skin color. Yeah, it's called profiling. Yeah, they do it to everybody. They do it to everybody. They do it to people in my that look like me. They do it to people that don't look like me. They do it to murderers. That's how they figure out, they profile mass murderers. That's how they figure out different things. Yes, it's a real thing. People profile. It is what it is. It's not a bad thing. If you ain't doing nothing, hand them your fucking credentials and keep moving. Like somebody said one time a police officer stopped me and my brother and was like, hey, this car fit description. Y'all been robbing banks. We laughed in that police officer's fucking face. Do you hear me? We laughed so hard in his face. Talking about robbing banks. It's 2012. Who the fuck is robbing a bank? And me laughed in his face. Hand him the fucking ID and shit. We up out of there 5 minutes. 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. So we wasn't doing nothing. You know what I mean? First of all, I saw you follow me. And I told that to the cop. I saw you follow me. That's why I pulled over before you hit the lights. That's one. And two, you just saw me come out of my house. So you know I wasn't robbing banks. And three, that's fine if you think this car fit the description. Go ahead, run the tag, run my name, and you can see that it wasn't me. Hey, and that's exactly what happened. So it's like, look, if you ain't doing nothing, then you good, And also, people are starting to complain now about certain citizens are being detained. They're being detained because you fit the description or you're close to the person that we need to get. But being detained is not deported. Detained is just detained, and then they let you go. Now, what I will say I don't agree with of seeing the ICE agents detain people and then they drop them off somewhere in the woods, not even where you pick them up at. At least if you find out that he's not a citizen, at least bring him back to some type of civilization. Don't leave him in the woods. And I've seen videos like that. Don't leave him just randomly where he don't know where he at. That's fucked up. That's wrong, and I agree with that 100%. If you pick me up in New York City and as you determine, you find out that I'm a citizen, I'm supposed to be here, don't drop me off in Red Bank, New Jersey. Don't do that. I'm not with that at all. At least if you're going to take me to Red Bank, take me back or give me some type of way so I can get back to where I'm supposed to be at. Don't just drop me off anywhere. I'm not with that at all. Now that I'm not with, and I stand on that. I'm not with that at all. But all the other stuff, you talking about showing your face and so you could harass their family. Now I'm not with you guys doing that. I'm cool with them covering their face. I'm cool with them going to get the illegal because illegal is illegal, and illegal gotta go. Hey man, that's me. Peace. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make another video, but I'm out of here. Later.